Hey.
So I gotta ask you before we start, what happened in Real Crafty stream last night? Because I heard about this, but I wasn't there.
Oh, okay. So Real Crafty was doing his Virgin Day,
Okay.
and like he does every single Monday.
Yeah.
And personally, that's one of my favorites because you really get to see some crazy plays that he makes, and a lot of the virgins are really humble guys, that never really gone through. So it's always cool to see them get through. So it's my favorite day.
Yeah.
But what happened was he decided to do. He played on an alt account. I believe it was called Jank Jank or the Jank Jank or something like that. So nobody really knows him except for the people who checked into his stream.
Okay.
And he found two guys from LFG who were virgins,
Okay.
and decided to do like a secret run to try to get them to the lighthouse. And these two guys were hilarious. They were really cool. They looked like they were just having a great time. And the entire chat, including myself, just wanted to see these guys get through. And they took a little bit of a while just getting past the first game.
Okay.
But what made it extra special was one of the guys kept getting disconnected over
Oh.
and over again. And then Crafty was like wondering why. And the guy sent a picture to Crafty, and he had his PlayStation 4, and there was like all these fans all around it. It kept overheating, and he has
Oh
all
my
these fans
God.
that are pretty much trying to keep it cool, to keep it running. And
Carolina Gamer, thank you for the host, by the way. Thank you very much. Keep going.
and
Fans
what
to
happened
keep it.
was the entire chat really just started falling in love with these guys, and it really was like, man, you know what? They started just donating, and just said, we
Oh
want to
my
get this guy a new
God.
PS4. Just all Crafty's chat, and just started just throwing money to get this man a PS4 as they started to get
Wow.
more and more to Lighthouse. They wanted to see them get through. They wanted to help this man get another console, and actually, long story short, is they ended up getting to the Lighthouse,
Oh
which
my
was
God.
erupted or about midnight my time, and it was able and Crafty bought them both PS4 Pros, both of the
Oh
guys he
my
ran with,
God.
because of the chat just being
That's
so generous.
such
It
a
was
great community story. I love stories like that because it just happens overnight, like the old gentleman that Lucent Beam found and just wanted to help him do like strikes or whatever, and they ended up Say No to Rage's chat ended up donating and getting him like ticket to Guardian Con, and for him and his niece, and like that's just crazy, the community coming together like that. It's amazing,
yeah,
and you see it in your chat too. I've seen it in like the charity stream you just did the other day, and it's just amazing when you see stuff like that in this community. It's like they just come together, and it's the nice story about the community, because you hear some bad things about it, but man, the nice stuff like that can't be beat. Just
yeah,
that's
100%.
I wish I would have been there. God, I think I was sleeping. Damn, I really wish I would have been there. That sounds so
Oh,
cool. Okay, you ready to go?
I am ready as I'll ever be. My computer is actually next to my PS4 on the other side, so it's a little harder to Discord. So I'm actually in Silly's little workspace,
Oh, nice,
trying to get
nice,
all
nice.
cozy. But let's do
Um,
it.
okay, what hobbies do you have outside of streaming?
Honestly, gaming is kind of is really my life. I grew up a latchkey. I was behind closed doors. My family just gave me a TV, a console growing up, and it just kind of let me do my thing. And so gaming has always just been something that I've done. I used to play like football, and I
Okay.
go to the gym periodically. I should go out more often, honestly. But honestly, it's pretty much gaming, whether I'm streaming or not, or if I'm not handling anything in real life, I'm usually in front of the screen,
That's cool.
playing various games.
As a football fan, I have to ask you what position you played.
I played cornerback. I love covering the best, fastest guys in the game. I know it was really fun. I used to be fast. Now, not so much.
Okay, leading to my next question, what got you into gaming?
Well, when I was, man, I can't even remember the date that Donkey Kong Country came out. I was very very young. I believe I was still in diapers, and my father bought it for me, and when I was young, and I could like barely walk, could barely talk, and my mom was like, "Why would you get him? You know what I'm saying? A Nintendo. He can't play that. He doesn't even know how to speak and stuff like that." And my dad was like, "No, no, maybe he'll figure it out." So he sat me in front of it, gave me the controller, and I just kind of looked at it, and they ended up walking away.
Yeah.
And from what they told me is, they came back into the room, and I was holding it like the box shows, holding the controller, looking up the screen, and doing my thing. and they were just in shock because I couldn't even talk. I'm just sitting there playing Donkey Kong.
Kids are the best
It
gamers.
looked like I was doing what I was doing.
They really are.
and, and I just loved it ever since. It just kind of felt like it became a part of me because I mean, ever since I was a baby till now I'm 26, I've just been just playing games.
Very nice. What would you say your favorite game was? You said Donkey Kong, maybe that was it. But what was your first like platform game, and then what was your first favorite like multiplayer game, like a Destiny type game?
Okay. Well, I'd say that Donkey Kong Country is a platformer, and that was definitely like my first game. But as far as like platformers, oh man, I'd have to say probably Super Mario 64 was probably the most kind of more platformish game that I played. I played older ones and whatnot, but kind of put them down
Okay.
until about that point. I loved the crap out of Super Mario 64. As far as shooters go, I believe the game that got me hooked um, the hardest and the first was SOCOM 2.
Ooh, good game.
My cousin told me to get it. It was third person shooter. I love that game. It was played that game for so many hours. Missed a lot of school days pretending I was sick playing that game. I just really 100% loved it, and then got into Halo after that. And that's when I believe I got more into first person shooters. Was after Halo.
That was both very good games. SOCOM and Halo. Really, really good games. Really good teamwork games. This is like, especially, I mean, it definitely get you primed for Destiny. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
100%.
So, how did you discover Twitch?
I was the first this is a story I actually enjoy talking about is
Okay.
the first game of the very first day of Trials of Osiris when it came out with the House of Wolves, and it was on Burning Shrine. My very first game I played against you guessed it, Triple Wreck.
Oh my God.
Triple Wreck was the very first game that I went into the Trials of Osiris playing, and I got destroyed. It
Oh
was
no.
I'm talking about completely obliterated, and I was just like, it was kind of funny because I wasn't as competitive as I was kind of at the game. It was more PvE-ish, so I was just laughing like, "Dang, these guys are crazy, man! I can't do anything." And then my cousin J9 Riv, who you see every now and then will pop into the chat and whatnot, he said, he's like, "You know who we just played?" I was like, "No." He's like, "We played against this guy named Triple Wreck. He's actually huge. He's and in this game." And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, it's on Twitch." So I went to Twitch, and then I saw him, and I was like, "Oh wow, man! Thousands of people just saw me get the sauce from this guy." And it was pretty cool. And I ended up watching him and just seeing him just obliterate people and help people go to the lighthouse. I was like, "Wow, that's really awesome." And I kind of lurked. I didn't have a logged in profile. I would see that ad every time I went on Twitch, and I would watch Triple. And then what made me make an account later on was silly kept telling me about Real Crafty,
Okay.
who she would see on because he would stream on PlayStation Live. Yeah, even after he
Yeah.
got partnered, and she was like, "Well, you got to check out this dude. He's really good." And before I thought he was corny because the first time I saw him, he had like the little like glasses, doing his little
Yeah,
cop
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. That was
Yeah,
good.
and I was like, "What is this? What am I watching here?" But every time I saw him, he'd be taking two, which was different than most streamers at that time, and he would be having a good time. They would be laughing, chat would be laughing, he'd be laughing, and he'd be just pulling off some of the most amazing plays I'd ever seen. And I was like, wow. So Crafty ended up being the first person I actually made an account and sub to,
Yeah, he's crazy
and
good.
then
He's
it just
insane.
came from there. He's crazy good.
So, how did you come up with your Twitch name?
OneActual is actually a tribute more to my first lieutenant when I was in
Okay.
the United States Marine Corps. He was a great man. He had my back through it all. He survived. I was like, but
Okay.
I was really close to him, and even though he was an officer, he was always there for me and making me do when I was, all my stuff as far as getting married and all. He really just helped me all the way through and through deployment, and so it was mostly a tribute to him
That's
because
nice.
One Actual is a call sign on a radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it'd be like One Actual deploying 3 packs, saying in Afghanistan patrol mission. It would be part of that, like One Alpha type of thing, and it's just kind of more a tribute to the military.
That's nice. Getting back to your meeting with Triple Rec, your first match with on Twitch, or not on Twitch, but before you got into Twitch, your first match in Trials, meeting Triple Rec. I noticed that about your stream. I love to go to your stream when Trials launches on Friday, because you guys are, it's usually you, Lily, and Garbo, and or you, Lily, and somebody else, like because you do raffles. But you have the best RNG. Like you're always matching other streamers. Like the first game, it's always like, oh, it's gonna be Jay and Lab again. It's like
Right? Oh
always.
my goodness.
It's so funny.
Every
You win
time.
some and you lose some, but it's always like entertaining. It's always like a really clutch, close match that somebody has to pull off. It's fun, but yeah, that's what I always think about when I think of your stream, especially for trials. And also, the other day when you did you streamed as a dog, that was the funniest shit I've ever seen. Like I can't, like, no offense to One Manny, I don't really know the guy, but like I'm not really in that community. But when I saw
Mhm.
you do it, oh my god, dog jokes for days. It was the best thing ever. And you kept doing like the dog gasm.
It was
Losing
just the
my
best
shit.
face to make.
That was the best. Okay, so moving on to the next question. What are your thoughts on the Destiny community as a whole?
Mm. Well, I personally really love the Destiny community. If you go into other streams and communities, COD and all that kind of stuff, they don't really have the family kind of aspect that we do have in Destiny. They do I mean, just like these charities. These charities are always incredible events that go higher than we even ever expected. um, Everybody ends up hosting each other every time they go offline. It's like everybody
Yeah,
kind of looks out for each other in Destiny. You don't see that anywhere. It's kind of like it's either you or this next guy. It's one giant competition in other directories. Whereas in Destiny, it seems more family oriented as far as the Twitch directory goes. But as far as the game goes, and if like and it's kind of I gotta think of the perfect words to say here. I feel like I don't know if because people are frustrated at the meta or lack of content or trying to enjoy this game when they're just getting bored of it, but it feels like there's a lot of trolling,
oh
especially in
yeah,
PvP. 100%. I don't think I've lost a game where I have not gotten teabagged or emoted or
yep,
sent a PlayStation message. Like it's pretty much like now I get to a point where I tell my guys even when I'm offline, I'm like, man, I was like, we got to just win this game because I'm kind of not in the mood to hear something like that, which
yeah.
I'm just trying to
People
have
are
fun,
really salty about this game. Like they're
Yeah,
bored of the content, and they're also now you add to the boredom of the content. Now you add to this like this extremism by Bungie to like let's buff primaries, and in doing so let shit all over special. It's like thank
exactly.
you, thanks Bungie. Like couldn't you have just
Well
like
said.
nerfed the shotguns without taking away the fucking special? I mean that would have been okay. That would have been great. Just like no,
Right.
let's nerf the shotguns and make you use sidearms. Oh, thank you. Sidearms are cool and all, but like, come on. I mean, make other shit viable. It's like, oh, it's terrible. But hopefully they'll fix that. Gigs was talking about like they fixed it last year, so maybe they'll fix it again. But yeah, we have hope.
Crossing my fingers.
But yeah, and then also to talk about the trolling in Destiny, it's like there's trolling, and then there's also like I know you guys deal with the trolling a lot because of the competitive nature of PvP, but then there's also like how PvP people are sometimes um they talk shit to each other even though they're friends, and a lot of people don't understand that humor. It's like they
Right,
just see that and
yeah.
they go, "Wow, these guys really hate each other," and they're like, yeah, they just don't understand that sometimes. And then also about the Destiny community, Jay. I know you must love this too. We just talked about it with Crafty, but like you go into a stream and something like that'll happen, and you do get that sense of family where like all of a sudden people they don't know these guys, they never met these guys in their life, and all of a sudden they hear a good story and it's unsolicited, and all of a sudden people are just like, you know what, we gotta upgrade these guys. Like I've seen it with streamers too, like somebody's mic will break or something, and we need to upgrade these guys. And it's just amazing how people come together like that in this community. It
100, yeah.
I see it every day, and it surprises me every day. It's crazy, but yeah. Um, so tell me a little bit about your personal community and your people in your community because you got some special people in there.
Well, my community is is hilarious, and I'm actually I'm humbled and in that the fact that how many people will literally just religiously get on every single time I stream. My primary focus when it came to my stream originally and even up to now, and to this point, is to make sure that, like, I want people to have a vent. I want people to have an area that they can go to, be themselves, have a great time, laugh, and whether I'm, going off and making plays, or I'm getting completely obliterated by every single person that's in front of me, I want to make sure that no matter what you're going on in life, and you're frustrated, because we all have our problems outside. We go on Twitch, we play video games to get away from that, or me personally, I do that. So I want to make sure that when people come to OneActual, that they can literally just put that behind, they don't even realize it, and they're just laughing and talking to other people that enjoy communicating and just having a great time with each
Yeah.
other. So that's the primary focus of it all. And if you have a mindset like that of just enjoying and being a positive influence in gaming, then losing games is easy. Failing cards is easy, because it's just about, like, whenever somebody wins my raffle personally, my primary focus is, obviously, I'm going to try my ass off to get them through. But my
Yeah.
primary focus is to make sure that this person is laughing and enjoying themselves as they do it. So whether we make it or not, they're having a great time, and they'll remember that card
Yeah, you have a
for
lot of
time and
fun
time
with
after.
your people, and you teach without being one of those, like, because some people could be teach and still like be kind of aggressive about it and toxic about it, but you're always having fun. That's why I like to watch your stream, because you guys are always having like fun and cracking jokes and stuff. It's great.
I appreciate that.
And moving on to my next question, unless you had more to add about your community.
Um,
I know your wife streams too.
right. She does. She does. She does. Off and on. But I guess, like, the reason why well, I guess I could just say this last part for on that, is the reason why I have that mentality of it is one of two things. When I came out of the United States Marine Corps with honors, I uh I was diagnosed with severe post traumatic stress disorder,
Okay.
and I had a lot of issues as far as adapting to coming back to real life after deployment. And I was given a lot of different types of medications in the military to treat. What was big for me was night terrors, and being aggressive towards everybody, and not being able to really control my spirit in pretty hostile situations, even if it was just an argument among family.
Okay.
And it took a lot of time to really adapt to that. But no matter what I did, it never worked, and it honestly made things worse. And I didn't know what was going on, so I honestly just I flipped my schedule, because even nowadays I can't sleep when everybody else sleeps. That's why my streams start at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
and go during that time. I sleep during the day, and honestly, the one thing that has kept my mind off of things and has really genuinely helped me, and a lot of people don't really believe this, is honestly video games. It sounds crazy, it sounds like some kind of weird story, but honestly, like,
No, it
I'm
keeps your
just
mind
surprised
active.
saying
I
it.
get it.
It keeps my, yeah, 100%, exactly, it keeps my mind active, it keeps it focused on one particular thing and not on the past experiences. And I can play that, and I have people I play with. I have my wife, I have great people that I've known for months, years now, and it just keeps me away from it. And I've honestly gotten to a point now, I can proudly say that that I can cope with it. I can hold it down pretty
That's
much,
good.
just besides the sleep schedule and the night things. I think I'm more just afraid to see if I'm good, if anything, to make a normal schedule. But
Yeah.
so pretty much, I say all that just to say is that I know there's people out there that have, what I'm saying, like, situations and life issues. And like I said, that's the reason why I try to make my community just one giant family of just trying to get away and have a good time no matter what we do, type of mentality.
That's
And
what.
I really disrespect, or I really don't like people that bitch out, quote unquote, the people that they're helping the lighthouse and stuff like that. I think
Oh
that's
yeah. Like,
pretty dumb. So
yeah. What I like about this, the individual communities that make up the Destiny community in general, is like, I always notice this, and I always point it out to people I interview. They support you because you support them. Does that make sense? Like, you're there for them. You're like,
hmm
they usually, especially if it's a consistent streamer, they know you're gonna be there. They know where you're gonna be. They know they can hang out with you and crack jokes and have fun and like play with you. and like in that sense you're there for them, and then of course obviously they show up and they're there for you, and like you pretty much know now, like you got your regulars that are going to show up for you every time you stream, which is very, it's got to be a great feeling. I mean, yeah, this just I always point that out, but I always think that's really a special thing.
Oh,
Support
100%. Yeah,
the
they
support
they
system.
want they give. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, go keep
Oh,
going.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. They definitely give back more so than I ever could. Just playing Destiny, they donate their time. They literally sit in front of a screen for hours and hours, talking and interacting and watching for hours. And taking off time, so they give way more than I could ever also imagine. It's so humbling, and it's crazy how many people really genuinely do have my back. The only reason why I went to DestinyCon last year was because the whole stream donated up to $2,000
That's
to give me
amazing.
that, and to give me all my whole stream setup. My entire stream setup did not come out of my pocket; it came out of my stream's pocket.
That's what I
So
mean too
it's
by support. They just like, people literally upgrade streamers. Their communities literally upgrade them all the time. I see it like all the time. It's amazing
yeah.
because they just want you to be around always and always streaming, and good quality, and it's just, yeah, it's just great. Um, I love this question, Jay. By the way, you just woke up. You just woke up. You're the president of Twitch. What would you kill from Twitch, and what would you institute in Twitch, like a new feature that maybe has been on your mind? I
Oh
love this
man.
question. This is like my favorite question.
Wow, President, what would I do? Hmm. That is, that's a question I never honestly thought about. I,
Okay.
I kind of just, like I said, I just kind of do this for fun and just enjoy creating this community. If I had to say something, that's an amazing question. I'm gonna have to honestly dwell on that one
Okay, okay.
for
We
a
can
little
revisit
time.
that later if you want.
Let's revisit. I
Okay,
definitely got to
okay.
think about that one for sure.
Okay, question after that is, what other content creators or Twitch streamers inspire you, if any? Because I know, from you, I know you do both. You do Twitch and you do funny ass YouTube videos. I love the GG video was like my favorite. That was amazing. You caught some shit over that because some people don't understand, like, going into somebody's chat after you beat them, and even if it's innocent, and saying GG just played you, comes off as such a dick move. It really does. I know some people don't understand that, but it's like, okay, get the fuck out. Good game. It's like, you don't want to.
No,
You don't do that to somebody when you beat them. You don't go into their chat and say, "Oh, GG just played you," because it just looks bad. It looks like a dick move to me. I mean, I don't know. But like, some people don't
exactly,
understand it. But yeah. So,
exactly.
who inspires you on YouTube and Twitch, if anybody? And I'm sure there's people.
Well, as far as YouTube goes, I think the one YouTuber I can say I watch religiously is I used to be a Markiplier, which everybody really knows,
Funny
but
guy.
it's definitely been a gentleman by the name of Poised.
Okay.
He's this black guy that plays horror games, and he screams at the top of his lungs, and he literally is legit terrified, or he is just king of faking it. And it's just the most funniest thing I've ever seen in my life every time I watch Poise.
That's
But as far
funny.
as keeping up with discussion on Destiny, I would say that I would say real crafty. Honestly, I've told him countless amounts of times that he's been my inspiration, and you'll even see me, saying a couple of things just from watching him so much. Actually, out of nowhere, I literally go around and go, "Yo, what's up, dude?" Like I'll literally just go outside. I'm like, "Why did I just say that?" I was like, "Cause I'm so, like I really just I love the way he does things. He's never mad at anybody when he plays, and he's just about fun. And I've just kind of just been like, that's how I want myself, you know what I'm saying, to
I love
be.
crafty.
As far as crafty is just something I'll always have a tab on, whether I can talk in that chat or whether I'm getting ready for something, I'll always have some real crafty. And he
Oh,
was
what's?
actually the very first person to ever host me
Oh,
in
really?
Destiny as well. Was
Nice.
he was real crafty.
I like crafty because, like you said, he never comes off as angry, but he'll tell somebody to fuck off in the nicest way possible. It's
You,
like,
you just laugh at it. You
it's
just
like
gotta
what?
laugh.
So good. Okay. Going forward, what goals are you proud of having accomplished so far, and what goals are still in your sights?
I think well, let's see. Well, the fact that I've streamed since when the House of Wolves came out is when OneActual started, and the fact that I finally got the partnership in November was one heck of a goal.
That was great.
Just to I've told my channel so many times that they support me so much and whatnot. I'm like, I want to just make this channel an official channel. You know, just have that button, whether you click it or not. I just want it to be there so people know that this is like we have created this. So everybody who's been with me for so long can be like, yo, I was there. I helped him get there. I was there, and I was one of the originals. A lot of as far as accomplishments, I would say that it's actually incredible how many people actually know me in Destiny, whether they come to my stream or not. I literally go to the reef and I go AFK for 2 seconds, and there's people dancing all around me. I'll go to the tower. There's just somebody waving. I'll go on a strike sometimes, and there'll be some guy. They'll message you like, "Bro, I can't believe I just played with you in a strike." And the fact that in this game that I really enjoy and I love and I want to see the best things happen to, the fact that so many people literally know me and my name is OneActual, and my PSN is J_Saw Boyd. The fact that people recognize that is you can't help but kind of feel like a star, and at the same
Yeah, it's
time be
cool.
humbled at like does this many people know me? My stream is
Because you're
like
a good guy.
100, you
I
know what I'm
mean,
saying, religiously, and I'm
I'm
like it's
always
just
talking about
insane.
you too. I'm just like Jay Saw, Bay Saw. Always, because you're awesome, man. You're a good dude. It's good. Yeah, yeah. I think you represent the community very well.
I appreciate that. I really do.
Usually this is my ending question, but we're gonna open up questions to the chat, obviously. Usually this is my
Oh,
ending question, but I wanna revisit that Twitch question if you've come up with any features you'd put in. I had a guy I talked to a guy last night. I don't know if you know him, PHJ Dash. He had an amazing
yeah.
idea. He was like, instead of sending people to Cadgar for these multi Twitch things, Twitch should just implement something inside Twitch, like to do that. And I think that would be a great idea. That's something like that, you know. I don't know if
Yeah,
you've
implement a multi-stream idea.
yeah, I
That'd be
don't know if
really
you've
good,
thought of
actually.
any ideas like that, but yeah, if it's cool if you don't have any ideas, because some people love Twitch just as it is, like they wouldn't add or take anything away, and Twitch has been like adding a lot of stuff on their own anyway, so they're probably
I guess
thinking,
my only real thing would be with it is that I mean, because me personally, I think we is it feels like the quality. I mean, I know it's kind of not an interesting, crazy answer, but honestly, like you go to YouTube gaming, and even though like no nobody really watches YouTube gaming unless it's League of Legends,
yeah,
the quality is amazing. And you go on Twitch and you look up these high quality games that just came out, PS4 Pro. You'll have a PS4 Pro, you'll have an Elgato HD 60 Pro. You'll spend a high
yeah,
processor on your computer, and you'll stream it on Twitch, and it'll be lowered. But you do
yeah,
that on YouTube, and it'll look as crispy as you looking in a monitor in front of you. So I feel like now the fact that they literally have an entire audience, like Twitch dominates this audience, as far as gamers watching gamers play games. It's like it feels like they should now improve on it, take some money out of their pocket and make it even better. That would bring even more. And then YouTube gaming and stuff like that, even though they are dominating them 100% across the board, you'd have a reason for them to come back. Because the reason why I see them go that way is because they're like, I'm sick of watching, this game that came out in high quality in 720. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
yeah. I think
And
they're
they literally
working
go for
on
the
that,
quality.
but I don't know how long that's gonna take. But yeah, especially with the emergence of 4K gaming and all that, I'm sure they must have something like that in the back of their heads, or at least working on it. They must, because you have a good point. The quality needs to be upgraded. I don't know how they're going to do it, but yeah, that's definitely something they need to work on. Good idea. Okay, my last question before we take questions from the chat. As a streamer here, as we close out the interview, I'd like to ask you what advice would you have for not only streamers but content creators, since you do both, for new ones or streamers and content creators just starting out or like they've been in the game for a long time.
Well, I actually have a YouTube video on that. I go about 20 minutes and pretty long detail about that for anybody who is starting streaming. Um, but I mean, we all know the original, foundations is make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Make sure your primary focus is, hey, I want to build a community and build something special, with a bunch of like-minded gamers and enjoy doing what I do, over partnership, money, bits, all that kind of stuff, 125%. Um, but it's like if you were a starting out streamer, you have nobody. I started out like this. That's why it took me almost 2 years to achieve a partnership button, because is obviously build relations with people. Obviously, don't take advantage of people, but support other people. And people will see you and they will support you. Of course, people know the intentions. People can read hearts pretty well nowadays, if in my opinion. But I tell people, find a game and focus on that game. We all want to be variety. I would love to be a variety streamer, but you have to build your community and build your name first. So you pick a game that you enjoy, you don't mind spending a lot of time in, and most first and foremost has a community and a size on the directory. If you play a game that nobody watches on Twitch, you're not going to ever really get anybody. So you want to play a game that's established and has an audience, and stick to that game. And whenever you're playing the game, be streaming and enjoy the crap out of that one person that may stop by, or those two people that may stop by. Make them feel like they're a part of not a stream, but of something different. Because we can go on the directory all day long and find other streams. What makes you different? And then that's what's gonna, when people are like, oh, this is cool. I feel like I'm part of something. I just show up and this guy is excited to see me. He's not just like, oh, hey, how you doing, man? Or hey, thanks for the follow, bro. Or hey, thanks for the sub, man. You excited for him? You know what I'm saying? You go like, you know what? Thank you so much for that sub, man. I freaking love you, bro. Yo, thank you so much, man. Hey, bro, I appreciate the follow, Dougie. Yo, welcome to the stream, man. How you doing, bro? Or even if somebody shows up for the first time, hey, how you doing, man? Show that excitement, because to me that's exciting. I haven't seen this name before.
That's
You know
great
what I'm saying? How
advice.
are you, man? Like, welcome, bro. What brings you to the channel? And either they'll stay or they'll go. That's completely up to them. But the fact that you should give yourself 100%, because you have seconds to make somebody either decide to stay or to leave. So you should take advantage, of those seconds, and give them a reason. Take some pride in what you do and some excitement. Don't be dry about it. But
It's great advice.
I'd say that. Thank you.
Guys, do you have any chat? I know I have at least one question. Is playing Crucible a great way to get prepared for trials?
um, of course. But the thing is there's a bigger difference in playing sixes and playing threes. 100%. If you play and if you're like a god at sixes, you're not really. It's not really going to improve your trials game, because it's a completely different um approach at things. In sixes, it's kind of a lot of just kind of moving as one element, and just kind of a lot of chaos. One guy's a super, ends up wiping your whole team because you're all stuck to each other, and it's a completely different game. I'll play sixes and I won't do really well. I do about average when it comes to sixes.
Okay,
Threes is a lot more of methodical, and that's what I love a lot about Destiny, compared to other video games, is that it's a lot of more of a thought process. It's kind of like, okay, what is he using? Based on what he's using, I know how he's going to go about this. How aggressive is he? Okay, I'm going to adapt to it by doing this. So as far as getting better in trials, I would say if you want to get better for trials, you're going to want to stick to the three games modes. You don't have to play elimination all week, but you play salvage, play skirmish, play classic, and a lot of people say, just borrowing from other people's playbook, is to play Rumble, because Rumble teaches you to not only win your engagement with somebody, but also be situationally aware of what's on radar and who's coming, and how to move around a corner, reload, get ready to engage him, or pull out if you have to. So I'd say Rumble and threes, but don't go for sixes if you're trying to get better for trials.
sounds good. Let's see. Any other questions, guys? Let's see. What's the most memorable moment you've ever had on stream?
The most memorable moment that FC I ever had stream. Well, I love getting young cats through because they're always the most hypest. But I'd say the most memorable one I actually had was not too long ago. There's a gentleman in my stream that's older. I'm not gonna put his name
Okay,
out there, and whatnot. He's an older gentleman, and I try to get this man through. He's never been to the lighthouse,
I think I
and
remember this.
and I try to get him an entire day, 8 or 9, 10 hours on asylum on this one gentleman, and could not get him through. and I'm not gonna say he struggles with trials or try to bring it down anymore, but yeah, there's a reason why for that, and I'll get into that later on. So
Okay.
he ends up winning the raffle, I believe, it was on Bannerfall. The very last time it showed up when I did my 24-hour stream, it was like right at the rip, like probably 2 hours after trial started on a Friday, and I was helping him get through. And it was a crazy car. We ended up getting all the way to Lighthouse game, losing the Lighthouse game, and having one more shot at it. And the funny thing was, silly, Lily, my wife, she went absolutely ham and literally carried me and this gentleman through, and ended up getting to the Lighthouse
Nice.
that day. And I really wanted to get him through. He's an older gentleman, but what made it memorable, he was like, because I know he has a lot of, he's in and out of the hospital all the time. He's a lot
Okay.
older than the rest of us, and whatnot. Is that he told me, he's like, I didn't want to tell you, um, Jay, that because I didn't want you to, focus on me this entire stream, like we did in Asylum. But I'm actually going to be going to the hospital for another heart surgery that could
Oh
go bad
shit.
or it could go well. And I had to turn my camera off because my
Yeah.
heart sank, because I wanted to get him through before I knew he had these issues in it. And I was like, this man could literally, he's always positive, which I hope I become that when I get older. But this man could literally never not be in my chat the next day. I could go on my stream the next day and never see this man again, and wonder what happened. And I'm like, if the last thing I could do before this man gets on on the table and ends up possibly passing away, or Lord willing coming back, and he did make it out
Oh,
of the
thank God.
surgery. He's still around. Like if I could just get this man to the Lighthouse, I was like, he's been playing for 3 years and he has not gone to the Lighthouse. If this could be the only gift I could give him, I gotta, it would be that. And I had to turn my camera off. I teared up really hard during that time. I told my stream I was gonna go grab a drink, but I actually teared up pretty hardcore because I was, I was felt for him, and I was like, man, I hope he comes back. And I was like, I'm so glad that if anything, because I know how excited and happy he was of getting that Lighthouse. It was just a good, it was a good moment.
Amazing story. Here's another question. What's your favorite setup and why? I assume this is a loadout question.
Favorite setup as far as what Destiny? Oh man, so I like the Stormcaller. I like that melee. It's a love hate relationship with it. You love using it, but you hate getting caught on the other side of it. But I've always loved the Stormcaller. My favorite class for 2 years was Sunsinger with the Viking funeral build. I was that guy that people
Same. The
complain on
firebolt.
forums. The
Yep.
Firebolt, that was the funnest
It
time as a
was.
warlock I've ever had, 100%. And I've been trying to adapt to it using solar nades and whatnot. But when I know, like, hey, I have to go ham this game, I have to really play. It's trials time. I usually rock the Storm Caller just because that melee does come in clutch
Yeah.
when it comes to certain situations. And you could rock the claws if you want to have two, and the supers ionic blink and mobility is very, very, Destiny terms, crispy.
Yeah.
And so Stormcaller has always been my go-to. If you see me on the Stormcaller, that means that OneActual is trying his butt off. Like there's no fun right now. This is me. Like, okay, I know we are sweating right now, so it's time to sweat. And so I'll rock the Stormcaller with a double claws strength intellect build,
Here's
max
another
strength.
one. For OneActual, do you feel that that Bungie should the Bungie should keep on the way they have and change the weapon and character types based on PvP versus PvE? You typically being, from what I see when you stream, a PvP individual, if that makes sense. It didn't make sense to me when I read it, but I don't know.
Oh, I understand.
Okay, okay,
Actually, there's a gentleman that came to, actually, no, not a gentleman. I'm sorry. A female gamer that comes to my stream a lot of time. Her name is Kichi Wichi. Freaking,
okay.
she's really cool, really humble. She asked this question yesterday. She, in terms of stories, she said something along the lines of, um, it shouldn't be the fact that just because people don't like something in PvP that it influences PvE.
Does
And
anybody use
in
that
my
in
opinion,
PvE though? Like,
Scories? I
yeah,
believe they do.
I don't.
I used to rock it. It really helped with like certain when you like use your supers right away and then you die, and so you just kind of wait it
Oh,
out and then
okay,
get everybody's supers and then rerun it. I think
okay.
it's honestly the only real way. But I definitely agree to a fact that there should be two. it should like PvE should be one thing, and then PvP should be another. Based on the fact that this game came out as an MMO first person shooter, I'd have to take from an MMO playbook, and the fact that you will see a lot of moves like I play Final Fantasy 14. It's like a World of Warcraft type of game,
Okay.
and there's a lot of moves that you can use in PvE and in raids and missions, whatever you do. But when you go into their PvP things, you'll look at your moves again. It'll be like, okay, sleep effect reduced to 3 seconds instead of 20 seconds of PvE. This effect reduced in PvP, like reducing effects. I 100% believe that um, should be a thing. Like scories, in my opinion, honestly, I think scories, just because I'm talking about it, is this should completely be not even what it does. I think it should give like melee and grenade energy. I do not think it should give supers because to me, that artifact literally makes PvP and PvE. It's literally the crutch go-to thing, because supers just, supers are super,
Yeah.
So, but in going along with that question, I believe they should at least, if they are going to have all those types of things, reduce the effects or change them when you go into the Crucible. Um,
Okay, next question is, what's your funniest moment on stream? Oh wait,
my
no.
fun.
What's your funniest moment of your stream, J Saucer? That's the question. That's from Sofa King.
Freaking chauffeur. Oh my god. Yo, we'll just ban that guy. Oh, oh man, my funniest moment. Oh man, that is honestly a very difficult one because I there's times when I've laughed for so much amount of time. Even during the dog stream, I think I laughed for like an entire round in Trials Hard where I
That
was
was
just
so good.
completely pink, But I think one of the funniest moments, I actually have a clip on it, just because this one's kind of coming to my mind, so I might as well throw that one out there. Is I was playing on Pantheon Trials. I don't know if that's 2 weeks ago, with Garbo, and we ran up, by the special. It just started, ran up to the special. I saw this guy across the map. I sniped him right in the face. There's another guy right next to it, sniped him. And then I jumped over to the side and I jumped way up in the air just trying to see what was over there, if the third guy was crouching or whatnot. And Garbo was like, bet you won't get it. Unsubbed, unfollowed,
I
unsubbed,
remember
unfollowed. And
that.
I sniped this guy right in the face in the air.
I think I
just
clipped that. I was like amazed.
and I just lost my mind. I was just like, "Oh, this is really good." I just hear Garbo just like just sigh because he really just ate the food in his mouth, and chat went crazy. I was in shock before at the moment that happened. I walked away just dying because I was like, "Bro, you legit just ate your words right there,
That
man."
was the best. That was the best snipe. I couldn't believe it. That was so cool. I love Pan, and that was like I remember that was when we were finally like, okay, it's gonna be Pantheon this week. It's gonna be Pantheon this week, and you were like, nope, this week I'm not saying Pantheon, and it was fucking Pantheon.
Exactly. I was like, I gave up hope on ever having Pantheon as a map, and then what do you know? They just throw this curveball.
That's what you got to do from now on. You gotta hope against the map you really want, and then just like it'll happen. Uh, Blue asks, being that this game is in a state of negativity from the community, what makes you keep coming back?
um, that's a good question. To me, honestly, it's my community. There's a lot of times, even during trials, there's a lot of times I'm like, man, I just don't want to play trials this weekend. I just don't want to. I don't want to stream Destiny. I'd love to play something else, just for negativity and even just the game becoming dry. But it's really just my community. They enjoy me playing Destiny. They enjoy playing Destiny with me, and when you have that much love for a certain thing, it's not something that, in my opinion, is easy to just put to the side. It's like I literally wake up and I think to myself, I'm like, there's like people just they enjoy the Destiny content that I do and that we do together, and so it makes it easy. I just take a deep breath, just breathe, and be like, you know what, we're gonna do this. We're gonna get it. So we're gonna play some Destiny. We're gonna have some fun. People like Destiny, so you know what, my community likes Destiny. We're gonna play some dang Destiny.
Nice.
Period. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to give my family what they enjoy, and so that keeps me going even when I don't want to play it. Um, but I'm not gonna lie, a lot of times now, especially with how all the teabagging disrespect that's going on in Destiny. You do see times when even it's hard for me um, to kind of just maintain my composure. When I lose a game, it's no big deal. It's really genuinely not. I want people to understand that. But when I get disrespected openly,
Yeah.
coming from my background, I mean, everybody pretty much gets upset when they're disrespected 100%. But coming from my background, it's easier now. But I start to shake. And I
Yeah.
start to realize you start to see me kind of like blink it because my thing is you don't walk up to somebody and you do that something has to happen. It's kind of like where I grew up and whatnot is you don't say the word bitch.
Yeah.
Like
Respect
like
is
I
huge.
I never like nobody everybody knows you don't say bitch. You know what I'm saying? But I do never you'll never I'll say a lot of things. I may lose my composure. I might say something, but I will 100% never call somebody in real life or in a game a bitch. I'm not gonna do it because that is the word to respond on. And they know a lot of people know it from like TV and prison and stuff like that, but that's legit. Like you have to. If that slips, it's kind of like you have to do something about it. And growing up like that, it's not something that's easy to just kind of flip. I start to just be like he's behind a screen, but it's like but it it really starts to bug me when I'm just getting disrespected and I can't do anything about it. But so what I do, like especially with like the Twitter drama and stuff that pops up every now and then, and recently I don't. You'll never see me reply. And
Yeah.
on you could have everybody in the Destiny community just frying me, and I could have the answer to, bro, that's not really what happened. Here's the proof, and I could throw that back. But my
Yeah.
opinion is like I'm not gonna do it. You're just gonna have to have everybody hate me. I'm just not gonna fire back. 100%. My thing is, if there really is a problem, then I'll be a Guardian Con and TwitchCon, and
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
we can you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
things like
yeah.
that.
I know what you're saying. You're like my friend. You're like my friend Cookie. In the same way, she fucking hates that word. Like she will straight up like tell you about it too. She does not like that the B word at all. And yeah, but you wouldn't like her too much because she's a Steelers fan. But I mean,
Oh,
you guys.
the rivals.
Okay, so that's pretty much the interview, Jay. And usually, like at the end of the interview, I like to have the interviewee pick out a raid and host target, and I'm gonna have you do that. And when you get it, I want you to spam the link in the chat. Hopefully, you're a mod in my chat. If you're not, let me make you one now. But
Okay.
but yeah, I want you to spam that channel in my chat, and we'll go there and visit there and call it a OneActual raid. And also, I want to ask one more question though: is Lily seriously angry when she says, like, when other people use the No Land Beyond in her game? Like when you guys use the No Land Beyond, does that really piss her off? Or because I've heard her say before, "Why are you using my fucking gun?" And I'm
Oh.
like, is this like a thing, or is she just joking?
The thing about my lovely wife, Silly Lily, is we're red and blue.
Okay.
I try to be rational. I try to use thought process before any reaction. I try to really think about it. Where Lily is a Puerto Rican savage, So when it comes
She's
to that,
how I met you,
she's
by
never
the
like
way.
that. She's just what's that?
She's how I met you, by the way. I knew Lily way before you. Used to hang
Yeah.
out in Lily's. Yeah, I was like, I went back into her chat recently when she started streaming again, and I was like a mod, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot I was a mod here. Because I've known her for like a long time. I got her on like, I think I got her on the Streamer House stream team back in the day, like over a year ago or something, and yeah, and
Nice.
then I found out you were a husband. Like I was like, get the fuck out of here, really? It's like no
It's a
way.
small world.
Yeah, and then I started watching you, and yeah, you were hilarious. So I had to stay. But yeah,
Appreciate
but yeah,
it. The
Lily's
thing
funny.
about Lily is she came from a big Call of Duty background. When I was in boot camp and cold weather training deployment, she was hardcore into Black Ops and Modern Warfare 2. And if we all know Salt in one crybaby community, it's Call of Duty. I'll say if you're
Yes.
100% blessed. So she's always in there intense, and then being a girl and she had her mic on, when people weren't even in party chat really that much back then, they would always be talking crap to her that she'll be looking to give them the sauce. So she's a very, very 100% intense player. She's just really in the moment. She doesn't like look at the people behind the screen of their team as this, and that. She just kind of sees these setups and whatnot, and then she'll get killed by it, and she'll do her little tangent. I'll just be kind of laughing in my mind, but she's a little firecracker, and that's just her personality. But
Okay.
she's
Oh,
but she's 100% just she's tough as
you
nails.
guys are both amazing, and I love your community.